There we go. Welcome, guys, to the Noon Zoom, where we come together and we mastermind. Dr. Doug Firebaugh has created this community. And on Friday, we open it up for anyone to join, to come and get some great training, to come and share tips, to come and share struggles, to come and get some coaching. And all of us come together and mastermind and share what's working. And it's really a space where if you have support in what you're doing right now, or maybe you don't, this is where you can come and make this your circle every single Friday. This is where you can come and get fed with great mindset training, great business training. Today, we're going to be talking holiday training and holiday recruiting on social media. So it's really a great place to just come every week, set your calendar if you can. You don't have to be on camera. If you're at your regular job, you can listen in on your lunch or whatever works for you. But noonzoom.com, share it with your team. It's a safe place. So this is a safe place to bring friends that are in the profession, to bring your team, to bring anybody you think that could benefit from this training. And any entrepreneur. We talk mostly home business, but really this is for anybody who's growing a business, who has a home business, who is in sales, any of that. They're going to get tips here as well. So we're going to go back into our continuing conversation here on holiday recruiting. Can you guys see that? All right.
Yeah, we're good.
Good. All right. So last week we talked a lot about, the conversations about having a social media plan, about what that looks like, about how to, the biggest part of the holidays is having those conversations, being more engaged with people, commenting on people's posts, doubling down on your social media, as Dr. Doug said last week. What if you doubled down on it? Instead of pulling back and instead of retreating with your family and the events and the Christmas parties, what if you were more engaged this season? What would that look like going into 2024? And what would that look like in your business? And we really talked about last week, not having this gap in December where you don't do anything and you think you're going to pick up and recover January 1st. It's the top leaders, it's the top earners who really, they hunker down right now and get the work done, and they set themselves up so that when January 1st comes, and say you're running a weight loss challenge, or you've got a new product coming out, or you're running a health challenge, or you're running a group, you're already putting people into these groups. You're already engaging with them. You're already giving them some value before you're going to start hitting them with products. And the time of year that it is, we know everybody's going to have resolutions. As Paul says, it's usually, some sort of health or weight loss or finances, right? And we all pretty much have a solution to at least one of those problems. So it's really identifying right now, what problems can you be solving? What are the anticipated problems? And that's what we talked about last week. And Dr. Doug touched on this one here. Holiday wise, give means what socially? So if you want to write this down, and he did say this last week too, gaining influence via engagement. And so that means that you are present, adopting a mentality of, yes, we're giving in the season. It is the season to give. It's the season to bless. It's the season to, of joy. But what if you gave more on your social media? What if instead of scrolling past people's posts that don't really engage you, you actually stop and you give them a like and you say a comment, even just a simple, oh my gosh, I see Debbie's post here. Happy holidays, Debbie. Or what if I reach out to Debbie on Messenger? We're going to talk about that coming up here, some strategies. But what if I reach out to her and say, hey, I just saw your post. You showed up in my feed. I wanted to come over to your Messenger and say, happy holidays. What are you up to? Are you doing anything fun with family? Starting a conversation, right? Hey, I saw you, you showed up. People love to hear that you notice them, right? And they want to know that their social media is being seen. So you really give it a like, give it a comment, and pop over in their Messenger. Make it that 3 rule for engagement, right? What 3 ways can you touch somebody from their posts and what they're putting out there? So Paul, when it comes to giving in social media, what does that look like for you? Because I know you're very active and you're very good at that.
Hi, guys. Yeah, so I love, like, if I see something funny or a video or something informative, or like one post that's getting a lot of reaction, it was about mindset. It was like a 2 hippopotamus or something and 2 giraffes getting off a Noah's Ark. It's an elephant, and one elephant says, oh my God, what a horrible trip. It rained the whole time, right? So little things like that remind people to get out of their own head. So that's a little bit of the giving. But I think what Doug really means is giving to other people, meaning that guy that really bothers you or that girl that you don't really engage with them. Because if somebody bothers us, they're posting or the way they act, it's really our limiting beliefs that are coming into play. We see our own faults in others before, we identify our own faults in others quicker than we identify them in ourselves, right? So do that. Go out of your comfort zone a little bit and give somebody some love that you normally wouldn't give. You'd be surprised. And they're watching you. I love when there was a guy chasing me. Angel, I sent you the guy's picture, the guy with the red shirt on, like reclining on his couch that was like trying to pitch me on something, right? Well, to be honest with you, when I asked him, how did he find out about me? He goes, "Oh, I've been following you for a long time." He's been following me for a long time, never liked anything, never posted, and not until the moment that he was ready to pitch me did he engage with me. He got in touch with me on Messenger and everything else. Well, why not like my stuff for the last year? If you've been stalking me, like the stuff, I might have had a better engagement with him. There's a guy, Eric Nakamura. He's a guy from Hawaii. Real typical Hawaiian, big dude, he weight lifts, he eats spam. And we started a relationship 2 years ago. I haven't even talked to him about what I do. He haven't even asked me what I do, but we're engaged with each other to the point where his son had passed away. His son was a bass player. I was a bass player. This relationship developed because I invested a little bit of time into liking his corny pictures. So how about that guy that tried to pitch me on his business? Would I have listened a little more intently to his pitch to me if he engaged with me more? Absolutely. Did it annoy me that he's been watching me for a year, never said anything, never liked anything that I did, and then wants to sell me something? I actually rejected it without even listening to what he had to offer. So think about that when you're engaging. Give out a little bit. Give to those people. Give them a few extra likes. And don't use the thumbs up. The algorithms. If you heart something or anything to the right of a thumbs up on Facebook is way more engaging to the algorithm than a thumbs up. A thumbs up is really, to a network marketer, a slap in the face. When somebody gives me a thumbs up and I know they know social media marketing, I know they don't want to give me engagement, but they want to just recognize. So I don't know if you guys realize that, and we can go into a little bit deeper. Sorry to go long.
No, that was great. And Teresa commented as well, exactly what you said, that people are watching us without even us knowing that they're watching. Teresa, I don't know if you can unmute. I don't know if you're too busy. I don't know if you're just listening in, but Teresa, on top of her home, so she's combined her home business products into what she already does in training people. She's a personal trainer and she's helping people with their health goals all the time. What does December look like for you, Teresa? I can only imagine that as you're gearing up towards resolution time, what does that look like for you with your social engagement?
Can everybody hear me? Because I'm on my earphones.
Yeah, we can hear you.
So for me, it's kind of like we always talk about piquing people's interest. So it's making it fun to pique their interest about what I can already offer and like why not starting now versus waiting to January. So like even for me, a lot of the algorithm and content is just being consistent with showing your face. If you look on my social media, I'm not necessarily selling my coaching program. I'm selling a vibe and me and energy, but it's consistently showing up with recipes and movements and vibes and offers, meaning like dropping knowledge bombs and all those kind of things. So I'm like building rapport as I'm making it fun. So even just if you're on your own journey or building your business, like just making it, people want it to look, at the end of the year, people are tired and they don't want one more thing. Make it fun. Like showcase how much fun you're having with this business. Because then people are like, oh, I can do fun at the end of the year. I don't want to do another task, but I can do fun. And then it's just being consistent with what your brand is, right? So people know you're not like flip-flopping or selling a whole bunch of different things or whatever it is. It's being consistent to you and your brand. And like right now, just like making it fun to keep people engaged.
I love that. That's so great. And guys, and what Teresa does so perfectly is she pours into people all year. so that when it comes to these times of year when people are saying, oh man, I better get on a program, I better get somebody to help me, I need some guidance. Oh, that Teresa girl, she's super fit and she's always super positive and having fun. I would love to go over and, you know, work with her. I'm going to ask her if she has a program. I'm going to go check out and see what she has to offer. So even if that's something you didn't start yet, you can start now. So you could start using December to just really become that person that's giving, 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 giving. So if you're giving, could you give one more each day, right? Could you give one more compliment, one more like, one more message, one more reach out, one more inspiration post, one more anything that you can do that would really give into people. And given
Can I add on to that? Sorry.
Absolutely.
Like engaging with people, it's more to, I find it's more than just asking people how they're doing or kind of engaging that way. Like, we watch people as much as they watch us. So if you've seen somebody's growth or you've seen somebody like come through a hard time or kind of stick it out, even just people want to feel seen. Humans need humans. People just want to know, like, yeah, I have been working on myself. You're right. They want that cheerleader mentality as well. So I think too, even more than just engaging and like touching base, like really showcase that you're watching them. Wow, I love that you've grown through this, or I love that you've been super consistent with the gym. I love the way you post about this. This inspires me. And then you get to showcase like that inspires me because this is the journey that I'm on. And it's that sharing, like, and then they hear like, oh wow, I didn't know you were doing this entrepreneur side business. I've seen your growth too. Maybe that's something that I'm missing for my personal growth. So like you're sharing while also kind of being that cheerleader for somebody else.
Yeah, I love that. And most people are not getting that cheerleader. Most people aren't hearing it at home. We all know that. And thank you so much, Teresa. We all know that as you grow and start to go through this journey, especially once you're introduced to network marketing and you start to show up to things like this that are building you and getting you better, you don't necessarily always have that support. It's great if you do. It's great if you have somebody encouraging you, you know, that's a huge blessing, but most of us don't. And most of us are having to change our circles and get out of certain relationships and things like that, right? So being that encouragement to somebody and doing exactly what Teresa said and acknowledging their growth or acknowledging, you know, that they're working on themselves or, you know, they're sharing a little bit of their struggles on social media and how they're overcoming them, giving them that acknowledgement is huge. And I love too what Paul said when he touched on the fact that what annoys you on social media, right? And that's an inner thing. So if you see somebody posting about their success or posting about a trip or posting about their business growing, and if that gives you just a little twinge of jealousy, or I wish that was me, or what are they doing that I don't know about, that's when you stop and go, oh my gosh, switch that thinking. God bless them. Bless what they're doing. I'm so excited to see that they're doing so great. I ask for that same anointment and favor on my business. You know, change what you're saying, even about what you're seeing, because as soon as you switch that and give them a blessing, right? Let them know, hey, I am so excited for you. This is so inspiring. You are inspiring me to continue going, right? You're changing the mindset. And that's huge because we all do that. We all, you know, like Paul said, there's always somebody on social media that annoys us in just a little way. So we're going to go on to the next slide here. And this is huge. So this week, guys, is more homework week. Last week was let's get prepared. Let's have a plan. Let's, you know, really understand what it means to amp up our social media. Well, today is December 1st, so it's time to get in action. Who have you not talked to this year? And think about that, not talk to. There's a gold mine of potential conversations and who you have not talked to this year. It's a social connection because you're supposed to be being social. People have agreed to be your friend. They've agreed to follow you. They've agreed to like your posts. They've seen your stuff and given you a little bit of acknowledgement with either a like or a love or a caring or a comment. Everyone has at least 75 to 100 people that you did not speak to this year that would love to hear from you over the holidays. Last week, I mentioned it too. LinkedIn, reaching out and giving just a message. Hey, I love to network over here. Let me know more about what you do. Let's see if we can, help each other out here. If we can be referrals for each other. That is an opening to a conversation. Happy holidays. Would love to catch up with you. What are you doing in your business? How was your business? How was your business in 2023? Did you grow? Did you have any struggles? How, like, what did that look like? Would love to catch up. They're in a conversation mood, so why not reach out to them? We're expecting it. I'm expecting more conversations from other people. Therefore, I should be giving more conversations and starting more conversations with people. Don't wait for people just to come to you. Be that person who's making that reach out. You can do it with a social message, social audio drops, voicemail, text, email. And Doug's put a great example here. Hey, for some reason, we've not connected for a while, and I wanted to reach out during the holidays to you. I will be giving you a buzz in the next 48. We can catch up and briefly chat. I look so forward to it. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Maybe you don't have their number. Hey, I'd love to connect. I know December's busy. Do you want to schedule something in January? I'd love to sit on a Zoom, have a coffee with you, or I'd love to meet up, or I'd love to reconnect, or hey, I'd love to hear more about what you're doing. Share with me what you do. Whatever that comfort is for you, make this message something you're going to do. So if you read this and you're like, I'm not going to buzz somebody in the next 48 hours, then don't say that. Because if you're not going to do it, don't say it, right? Say what's going to work for you. Say what's comfortable for you, so that when you follow up to that message, you're actually going to take those steps and do this. So take a picture of this slide if you need to get those. We're going to have a lot more post ideas coming up here too. But Paul, what is your actions and steps you take when it's people you haven't talked to this year?
Well, first of all, I never feel that network marketing is a numbers game. I think we need to develop relationships and develop rapport with people. But to break my own hard rule, this is when it's a numbers game. See that script that's down there? If you're not going to send that out to 60 people or at least 30 people, look, if you have 30 people out there in any stage other than, Paul, please leave me the hell alone with this network marketing crap. But if you have 30 people considering, you will be putting on a person a week. I'm telling you that if you have that kind of engagement. So when it's a numbers game is before they express interest, before they're a lead. So I think the script is great. I think that what we're talking about is critical to reconnect. I think the holidays is a great time to goof around with your ghosters, the people who've ghosted you, right? So let's say you've had 50 people who ghosted you in the last year. Now you have 50 people you're going to reach out to and make an absolute joke of it. Talk about it. Say, hey, we never got a chance to talk. You ghosted me or whatever. However you want to do it, it's up to your personality or what that person may know about you. But all kidding aside, I'd really, really want to make sure you and your family have the most amazing of holidays, etc. I saw something in you that maybe you didn't see in yourself, and I want to make sure you have an amazing, amazing holiday season. I just want to comment on a couple of things from before, the reaction to your post. So if somebody does really piss you off with their post, you don't have to say, I love your post, but you could say something like, oh my God, I had the most incredible reaction to your post, right? Or that post did something to me that you would not imagine. And it could be the sheer fact that you want to rip their head off, but you could be honest in your response. Another thing, when Teresa was talking, she has a coaching program. Some of you have products that are south of $100 or north of $100. At some point, give an idea of your price point. Don't say, hey, and this product is $140 like my product, right? I may say something like, like for $5 a day or for $3.50 a day, you could really get some tremendous results. So people will hold back on responding to you if they don't know where your point. If Teresa charges $10,000 a month for her training, it's a specific type of clientele. But if your people are out there, and a lot of people say, no, I don't want to talk price. I'll talk price when I get them on the phone. You may never get them on the phone because they don't know if your training is north of $10,000 a month or south of $10,000 a month. So give an idea, a little bit of price point, but do it in a clandestine way. Okay. And I think that's it for now. I was going to go into something on LinkedIn because you mentioned LinkedIn, but I'll go back to that later.
Okay. Thank you, Paul. I love that. And, when you said that, I saw something in you that maybe, you didn't see. This is also a great time to do that follow-up where we've talked about, hey, I'm not giving up on you. So, hey, Sven and Anna, I know we talked earlier this year. You guys were having, you wanted to make some more money. We talked even almost a year ago, right? That's been so long. And I guess whatever happened, we lost connection or whatever, life happens. And I know that I wanted to circle back Have things changed? Has that improved? How are you doing? I'm not going to give up on you because I know we had a great conversation and we did connect. Would love to connect again and find out where you're at. You know, that's a great time to do those. So that was perfect. Alan, I did not know you were here because I can only see the top bar here. And I went into the participants and saw you were here too. And Doug texted me. Would love to hear your thoughts on what we talked about so far.
Yeah, I'm sorry I'm not on the top bar. I tried to be, but anyway, I don't know what that picture is doing because my video is on. But anyway, no big deal. I love what you're talking about here. And the key is, you know, some of you may say, well, this is going to be interesting for me because you know, I haven't been doing that. And so if you haven't been reaching out to people, that's fine. Now's the time to start. You know, successful people, you know, that they have to, the only thing you have to do is you have to start. You see, starting is step one. And so wherever you are, start now. And so I'll say this about reaching out to people is this, and you know, Paul mentioned LinkedIn and LinkedIn. Now they've got this tool, so when somebody sends you a friend request or a connection request or whatever they call it over there, you can see that they've already got an automated message in there, you know, trying to connect with me. You know, those you got to be careful with people because people want to know this when you're connecting with them. Why me and what do you want? Think about that. Okay. So I think it's important to connect with people as Teresa said, and as Paul said, and as you said, Angel, which is on a personal level. It's a holiday season. It's the time to reach out to people and say, hey, you know, and so, you know, let's just use, for example, you know, Debbie Stella. Debbie and I talk regularly. She lives here at the coast where I do. And so I know her mom, I know her family, I know what's going on, okay, with her life. And so when I reach out to her, it's not a scripted message about, it's just we're communicating, we're talking, we're making connections and making friends. And it's so important when you put that on there. I see people sometimes who copy paste, same message to every single person. When you send a message, please personalize it. Personalize it. You're in Canada, right, Angel?
I am.
How many times do you get Happy Thanksgiving during the United States Thanksgiving?
So many times, so much that I no longer correct people. I just say thank you, happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, happy Thanksgiving. But the reality of it is see, people will forget what you said, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. And you're like, I'm in Canada, you know. And so a lot of times those are copy paste messages, you know, hey, you know, I know you guys celebrated your Thanksgiving a couple of months ago, you know, but we're celebrating it here. And I know you guys utilize those holidays in Canada like similar to we do here. So anyway, just thinking about you during this Thanksgiving time, because I'm thankful for you, even though it's not your Thanksgiving.
I like that.
You see the difference in that message versus a canned message to somebody who doesn't live in the United States about Happy Thanksgiving? You know, and so it's personalized. And so spend some time thinking about that. Personalize your messages. Your goal is to connect with people and to create. And then the last thing I'll say is this. Have you noticed people that you're always seeing the same post, the same information, the same stories, the same reels off the same 30 to 35 people that you connect with all the time? Why is that? Well, it's because you don't have them engaging with you. And so it's important. Angel, you mentioned earlier about, you talked about a post and you put a question on there at the end. So if you can get them to respond to your question, you know, and so I was communicating. What made me think about the Thanksgiving was I was talking to somebody and I said, so do you guys actually celebrate that holiday over there? Or do you recognize it? And they were in the UK and they went, yeah, we do because y'all do. And because the world kind of follows sometimes what y'all do, although it's not Thanksgiving here. And so I got them to engage back and forth. And then if I continue to engage with them, not only am I going to see their post, but they're going to see my post. And that's what you're looking to accomplish. So thanks, Angel. That's my 30 cents worth.
That was perfect. I love that suggestion. Just taking that extra 30 seconds to go look at that person's profile before you message them.
Is that 100,000 Alan yet?
I'm gonna tell you though, we I'd have to go look where we are at the end of the month because we had an amazing record month, but I don't think so. I don't think I'm quite there yet, but I'm gonna be there soon. And see, my numbers, you can say this. This is what I always say, Doug. Heck yeah, I got 100,000 auto ships. Now my numbers are catching up. They're not quite here yet, but I'm claiming that, brother. I'm claiming I got 100,000 auto ships, and the numbers will catch up soon.
That's perfect. And I think that, when we talk about this whole post-COVID world and how, everybody was just bombarded over those couple of years, you made such a great point, because when you said that maybe you send half the messages, but if they're higher quality, how much more effective is that? So how much more is effective is a message from Alan like that to me compared to a happy Thanksgiving with a turkey beside it, and that's all that somebody's sending me, right? Meanwhile, they've sent out 60, maybe Alan sends out 20 quality messages, right? And I think that we need to look at what we're doing and what used to work and what doesn't. I personally, when we talk about things that annoy us, I don't like getting a birthday message where they've just recorded a birthday video and you can tell they send it to everybody. They got their kids in it. Like, it's cute, but it doesn't work for me, right? It's like, thanks for seeing that it's my birthday and commenting, but I would love a personal, hey, Angel, happy birthday. Here, my kids are here. Say happy birthday to Angel. That would be so much cuter to me than sending me a YouTube video that if you go over there, there's like 1,000 views because they send it to everybody every single day, right? So that was great. We're going to continue on in this. So after you've sent that message or whatever you've said you're going to do, you do that the next day, or you do it when you say you're going to do it. If you're going to call them, you're going to leave a voicemail, or if you've said you're going to connect with them on Messenger, leave it in a voice text and text them saying, I just called you, I left a message, or hey, just tried reaching out, or hey, I know we were going to see about booking an appointment here for January, just wanted to follow up again. And just calling, or you could say, hey, just calling you to talk and just see how you're doing during the holidays, as it has been a while. Please buzz me today or tomorrow. I want to hear about what's going on with you. I'll also buzz you again in the next 48. The phone is the most effective, right? If you can get somebody on the phone and start having a conversation with them rather than a text back and forth, if you can get somebody to engage with you that way, it is so much more effective. Is it going to take more time? Yes. Is it a little bit more uncomfortable? Yes. Is it way easier for all of us just to sit behind our phone and use our thumbs? Yes. But we are in the business of building relationships, and we're in the business of conversations. So if you can start forcing yourself, if this is something that you look at and go, well, I wouldn't do that, then this is the year for you to start saying you're going to start doing that, because you have to get through that comfort zone. I remember when I first started, I was determined I was going to build my network marketing business without ever having to call anybody, because that phone for me was terrifying. I would get that pit in the stomach feeling. I wouldn't want to do it. And I did some coaching with somebody once, and she said to me, it's that feeling that you got to push through, because what's the worst thing that's going to happen? It's going to feel yucky. It's going to feel awkward. You're not going to be good at it at first. You're going to feel nervous. You're not going to say the right things. You're going to make mistakes, but then it becomes easier and easier and easier. And I posted on one of our sites, we have Kijiji here, which is similar to like a Craigslist, but more classy. And I had posted a job listing in Canada, but it was for network marketing. So I did one of those crafty little posts, and I had 200 leads come through. And that summer I forced myself to call each and every one of them and have conversations. And that made me get over that fear of picking up a phone and talking to somebody. Was it very effective? No, I sucked at it. It was awful, but it made me get over it, right? Because everybody wanted a job. Nobody wanted the network marketing thing, but I got better at explaining, okay, why you'd want to have this. And I got better at being able to pick up a phone. And if you have, how many phone numbers are in here? How many people could you pick up and just call? Hey, I try to connect with 5 people a day. You're next on my list here. How are things going? What if you did that? What if you called 5 people a day? You went through your contacts and you just started doing that every single day. I have a friend who sends out random acknowledgements every single day. She picks one person from her contacts and says, hey, every day I like to bless somebody with some positivity. I just wanted to reach out to you, let you know I'm thinking of you. Is there any way I could be praying for you? That's an acknowledgement, right? And that's a way to give and bless. So what if you started doing those things this month? So I'm going to let you, Dr. Doug, if you can. I love it when you do, like when you're talking floss here. I love it when you explain these. Can you talk for a couple minutes or?
Here you go.
There we go.
After Alan, I don't know. We never had 100,000. I think the most we ever had was like 55 or 60,000. So he's out of my league. Floss is one of those things. There's lots of different formulas, and you got form and floss and various. So we developed this for one reason, is called this conversation. And when you talk with somebody, it's got to be a natural flow. It's got to be a natural emotion. And it's got to be a natural, they want to listen to it. And so when you talk with somebody like that, you'll notice it's all focused on them. Because if you want to talk with somebody, it cannot be anything about you except if they ask. Floss's family. Hey, how's your family? Oh man, they're good. Such and such do this, blah, 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 blah. Really? Well, tell me about it. And you get them to talk about their family. Then, well, what's been happening with you? How's work going? Well, I'm still there and doing this, doing that, blah, 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 blah. And, we went on vacation over Labor Day and I broke my leg and blah, 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 blah. Oh, I'm so sorry, idiot. Sorry. Now, then season. Excited about the season. What are you excited about? What are your plans? Are you going to visit your grandmother? Are you going to visit your parents? What are you going to give your wife? What are you going to give your husband? You just talk about the season. You bring that into the conversation because of relativity. Everybody can relate to that. And then finally suggest. Well, let's get together soon. What are you doing next Wednesday for lunch or for breakfast? I love just sit down and I'll even buy you a plate of eggs or, just having some humor or whatever. But when you suggest, let's get together soon, make sure that you nail the date down, even if it's after the first of the year. And then you have a reason to call them back to say, don't forget we have blah, blah, blah. So floss is again, it's totally focused on the person. How's your family? What's been happening with you? How's life? How's work going? Hey, you excited about the season? Have you got your tree up yet? Have you got your blah, 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 blah? And then, hey, I got this crazy idea. You like eggnog? I love eggnog. Why don't you meet me over at the local coffee place? They got this great eggnog latte, and I'll buy you one. You just do it like that. Pure conversation, no selling, because the selling happens with the conversation. And when you stay right in the middle of the conversation, the selling naturally occurs. Back to you, Angel.
Thank you so much. Nobody can explain that like you do. That's fantastic. Thank you, Dr. Doug. Paul, I'd love to hear from you on this too. Because I see you doing this every day. You don't wait until a prospect is completely qualified and you know that you're going into a conversation to bring them into your business. You're just out there having conversations and meeting with people every single day. So would love your tips for people on this. How did you get to that point? Is it just natural for you, or how do you coach people to get to that point?
Thanks, Angel. Well, before I want to tell you that I used Doug's line yesterday for Danny Licciardi, sponsored a 30-year veteran in the network marketing space in the UK, this guy, Dave. And I did the three-way call for him. And the guy said, well, I want to hear everything you have to say, Paul. And I said, hold on, Dave. I said, really what I'd love for you to do for me is just brag on yourself a little bit. Tell me, I'm a 6-year veteran of the industry. I don't even know if that's considered a veteran. You're 30 years. And then he went into his whole story. And that gave me so much to talk to him about, so much to be able to ask him further questions for him to elaborate on himself. So that whole brag on yourself for me, even if you do it tongue in cheek or seriously, it works like a charm. It was a one call close for a guy who understood the industry, understood the product line, and he's ready to get back to work. So ask them to brag on themselves. It really, really, really works. When people get started in the business and they tell me, well, I need a couple of weeks to get brushed up on all the products and let me learn and let me watch the videos and then let me learn the comp plan. I'm like, hold on a second. I said, here's what I really, really need you to do. I need you to polish up on your general conversation skills. I said, everything you just talked about, the product information, product ingredients, compensation plan. We have amazing videos for that. In fact, the same way that you're going to learn about it is the same way your prospect is. So don't cheat them out of that experience. What I want you to give them, though, is an honest conversation. If you're going to go into business with me, we talk about let's go partners, let's get in business. How many people have said or had it said to them, you're not in business, you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself? Well, show them that. Show them that you can have an honest conversation about them. Just like Doug said, I'm not going to elaborate more because he did such an amazing job, but you need that skill. I'd rather have someone not be able to recite a single ingredient in one of our products because they could show a testimonial video, they could show an ingredients list, but to be able to have an honest conversation with someone that both parties actually walked away feeling good about themselves is the secret to network marketing. Everybody says, what's the secret to network marketing? And it's true, honest conversations, and find common ground, whether it's children, whether it's money, whether it's lack of money, whether you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth or a rusty spoon in your mouth. There's got to be some common ground. And if you don't find it, you didn't have an honest conversation. Back to you, Angel.
I love that. Thank you so much, Paul. Yeah. And Dr. Doug has taught me the same thing, being able to stop. We tend to go into that space of, oh, I'll talk about myself, because the more I talk about how great things are and the more I tell people about myself and the more I tell people about it, that's going to bring them in. No, doing exactly what Paul said, brag on yourself for me. I want to hear more about you. I wanted to connect with you, not to talk about me. I want to know more about you. I want to connect with you. I'd like to know, how I can help you more, anything like that. Make it about them and everything changes, because those of us on here, I can pretty much guarantee most of us are 100% confident in where we are, who we're with, and what we're doing. And when you do know that internally, when you're not coming from a selfish place of what can I get from you, but what can I do for you, the conversation completely changes and people feel that from you. So when people, like we always say, commission breath, people smell it from a mile away. If you know somebody, those people that are messaging you and what they want to do. And what I love is Paul gets on the phone with those people. Paul lets those people do those things. And Paul is like, you can't move him, right? But he gets on the phone with those people. He lets them do it. He does exactly what he just says and lets them brag on themselves, try to get him in, tell him all about everything and why it's so great and all of this stuff. But if you're confident, you'll allow yourself into those situations because you are unmovable. And you will just sit back and listen. So that was fantastic. What customers have you talked to? So the holiday season is a great time to connect with your customers. Maybe they haven't bought for 8 months. Connect with them, reach out to them. Hey, I noticed you bought for a few months. I noticed you haven't for a few months. Did things change? Did the product work? What experience did you have? I know, okay, so that one maybe didn't work as well. Did you know we have this? This may work for you better. What are you suffering with right now? How could we maybe see that? Let me find out from you what you need, and let's go through the product list and let's see if maybe there's something that actually would work better for you. Maybe we didn't take enough time in the beginning to really find out what you need. I apologize. I dropped the ball there. Let me reconnect with you and see what we have. We've got some deals. We've got, have that conversation where you're actually servicing their needs. Or if they're like, hey, you know what? I have no interest in buying again. No problem. You know what these products do. Let me share with you a bit more. If you don't know, if there's ever anybody that you can think of that you could connect me with, please send them my way, right? Thank them. Now is the time to be less business and more friends with your customers. Treat your customers like gold, right? I love, thanking them for their business, talking to them as a friend. I love the idea of sending a handwritten card to your customers. I think that is such a personal touch. That personal touch of here's a gift or here's a card or a video or an audio, as this says, where you're actually reaching out instead of just doing the general newsletter to your customers that says, Merry Christmas, everybody. Thanks so much for your business this year. We really appreciate you. Here's a 10% deal, right? People don't respond to that. They respond to the, Alan, thanks so much for being an amazing customer. I appreciate you supporting my business. I love that I've been able to help you out a bit with the products. Let me know if there's anything more I can do for you. I'm going to be sending you a gift card, or I'm going to be sending you a code for your next order, or, we're going to be coming up here and how we can help them get their product for free, right? That's an easy conversation to have right now, but you're building the relationship. and you're going to pick up some additional business during the holidays. Because if you reached out to somebody, if you made this whole next week of December about reaching out to your customers, giving them a personal touch, giving them that acknowledgement, giving them that gratefulness, guess what they're going to do when they're at their holiday parties? And as somebody asks them, oh, you've lost weight. What are you doing? Your skin looks great. What are you doing? Whatever they're noticing. Or somebody's complaining about something, your customer is going to go, oh, Alan, Doug, Paul, I can easily, share with them this product. You need to talk to Paul. You need to talk to Debbie. Debbie's got these great products that I'm using. Here, I'll give you her information. She's amazing. I've been a customer of hers for a while, right? They will be sharing that. And you're going to get that additional business and during the holidays if the company is running sales or you are. So if you have the ability to do a promo code, or if you have maybe some extra product you can send somebody, if you can really do that extra little bonus of appreciation, that really goes far too. And again, as we said, some kind of small gift for them, even if it's only a $5 Visa gift card. Any of us appreciate a token of appreciation like that, right? It doesn't have to be massive. You don't need to go into debt for your customers right now to appreciate them, but anything you can do, or like Doug said, call your customers. When can I take you out for a cup of coffee? Lunch on me, whatever that is, engage with them and treat them like they're so valued. So Alan, what are your thoughts on this? How do you reach out to your customers?
I think this is powerful, and I'll tell you, not only did we, I sent I don't know how many emails out, personally emails during the Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Cyber Monday promotions, wishing Thanksgiving to those people who live in the United States, and not those who live in Canada. But here's the thing. So, and I encouraged our team to do that. I said, reach out to your customers, reach out to people you haven't talked to in a while. And the success, it was massive success. I mean, in the last week of the month, we did $1 million in sales. Our team did. That's massive. It's the most we've ever done in a week. I mean, it's just massive. And so a lot of that came from, our enrollment was great, but I'm going to tell you that a lot of that came from existing customers who had not ordered in a while. And so our reorder rate, our re-up, we call them reorder rates and win back campaigns. I mean, it was powerful. It was powerful. And not only that, but by doing that and talking to people and them talking to a friend, I had a lady who's a customer said, oh, I got your message and blah, blah, blah. And I was telling my neighbor about that, and they're interested in the products. They want to order them too. You see, so by starting the conversation, as you said, and reaching out to them on a personal level, you get them thinking. You're planting those seeds. You get them thinking about what you're doing and what's going on and how things are. And they may not, if you've got gift cards to put out, hey, offer them a gift card. Send them a gift card for the holidays. Send them a prize. I mean, I'm doing a contest right now for my team that I'm funding. Okay, and hey, you enroll 6 people, you get $100. You enroll 3 at the higher level, you get $200 cash money. And so by doing that, I'm encouraging them and saying, I care about you and what you're doing, and I want to put some cash in your pocket for the holidays. Now, I'm not telling you that you should do that. Not everybody should do that, because it's not cheap, number one. Okay. But if you have a gift, Stella's laughing, but if you have a gift card and you have the ability to send somebody something or a prize. My daughter called me and said, hey, Dad, I'm going to run a contest with them. She's got a group that she runs. And she said, I'm going to run a contest in my group, and I want to give away some prizes for the holidays. And I said, that is awesome. That's awesome. And so she's starting that today. So it means so much to people when you can reach out to them. And again, you make them feel good about what they're doing.
So what you're saying then is anybody on this Zoom today, if they go out and get 6 customers, no matter the company, you'll give them $200. Is that it?
You added a line to the last part of that.
I added a line. Oh, I'm sorry. I misunderstood. Sorry.
You added the whatever company. Now, if you're with Angel and Paul, they might fund that for you. So yeah. But listen, you can send me 6 customers, and I'll send you $225.
There you go.
They go right away.
Love it. We may not get into the actual social post today. I can't believe how fast this hour goes, guys. It's just unreal. There's so much great content here. So we may leave you on a cliffhanger for the posts today. We'll finish up what customers have you talked to here, and then we'll get into a little bit of takeaways before we wrap up. Ask your customer for anyone that they may think would like your product like they do. and let them know you'll send them some free information and some holiday cheer. So give it, just like Alan said, how he's running contests and for his team, you could do that for your customers, right? Hey, any customer who refers to me, I'm going to give this away. So if you want to send a referral, if you, hey, I'm going to give you a free product next year if you can send me 3 customers this year. If you know anybody that wants to send me, or if you know anybody that wants these products or could benefit from these products, I'll send you some free product. Tell your customers that you want to help them save some money over the holidays on products. If you have a way that they can save a bundle pack, we just had Black Friday happen. I'm sure all of us had some deals that we shared with our existing customers to make sure that it help them save on their monthly spend. Give it to them wholesale if you can. Give them your wholesale pricing. Say, Debbie, you've been an awesome customer of mine. I want to offer you my wholesale pricing. I know you buy at retail. I know that, that's been what you do. I want to give you my wholesale pricing, even for 3 months. For 3 months, I want to just say thank you. You're getting the wholesale pricing. Send them again, free product or coffee gift card. Ask them if they've ever thought about getting their product for free. Now, this one's huge. Debbie, you've been a customer of mine for 12 months. I wanted to say thank you. I know, like at the time we initially talked, you weren't interested in the business side of things, but I can help you get your product for free. So if you do know anybody that you'd like to share it with, what we can do is set you up so that you get credited for those referrals, and we'll get you your product for free. And if people are complaining about something online pertaining to your products and benefits, make sure you message them. So that can be about gaining weight over the holidays, dry skin from cold, no energy, all of that. We know that people love to complain on social media. They love for everybody to know their problems and what's going on in their life. And so many times we can pass by those things going, oh, another one. What if you stopped and decided that you're a problem solver on social media? So instead of blocking that stuff out because you don't want to hear people complaining, what if you just were the gift of solving those problems, and the gift of, hey, I saw that post that you had posted. I'm just reaching out. First of all, if you need to talk about it at all, I'm here to listen. I can tell that you're obviously struggling with that. I do have a couple of solutions for you if you're open to taking a look at that. They've worked for a lot of people that I work with, or customers that I have that have the same problems, and they're seeing some benefits. They're seeing some results. I would love for you to get that same result. If that's something you're open to, let's talk. If not, let me know how I can help you. Do you want to hop on a call? Is there something I can help you with? Be that person. Not everybody has that, right? People don't have people asking them how they can help them. And that's huge. And it does take more time. That's going to probably end up, it could be an hour conversation on the phone, because sometimes if you ask people if they want somebody to talk to about their problems, they're going to do it, right? But it's a gift. Even if it goes nowhere for you, it doesn't need to be out of selfishness. It's a gift that you're giving to that person. You're putting that energy and that blessing out there, and it comes back to you in some way. So maybe that person doesn't become a customer, or maybe, it's time that you go, oh, I just spent an hour on the phone with that person. It didn't do anything for me. It will. If you come from a place of just wanting to bless and just wanting to help people, it will come back to you. So Paul, we're going to wrap up on this one. What are your final thoughts here on this?
Well, I'll go back to the last one. Remind them of your competition. And I know that sounds really scary, but think about this. They could jump on Amazon, or they go to Walmart.com. So remind them and say, look, I really appreciate you being my customer for the last 12 months. Here is a Dunkin' Donuts gift card, or to acknowledge Canada, because Alan's making me conscious of other countries, a Tim Hortons coffee card, right? Are they, I thought you get a kick out of that. Are they worth 1/12 of your annual cash commission? Because most of your companies will pay you volume on customer orders and cash, right? Or at least our company does. So is it worth 1/12 of the cash you received to reinvest back into that customer for another 12 months of auto ship? And by acknowledging the fact that they have, sometimes even more convenient ways to buy, but you're there for them as a personal shopper and a custom shopper. If there's any questions they ever have, or any consultations they need for themselves, or a referral, great. So that's the conversation. Don't be afraid to remind them that there's other places that they can buy, and you're grateful, and build that stronger relationship. Don't leave it to be fragile. If you don't mention it, they won't know that Amazon exists. That's not true. They're probably buying 99% of their other products through Amazon. So let them know that you appreciate that. Back to you guys.
And you made me think of something. from my experience too, when you just said set aside, what if you could set aside 1/12 of your profits? That's what salespeople do. That's what entrepreneurs do in any other profession. So it's no different here. When I used to be a paralegal, the lawyers would set aside 5%. We were a real estate law firm. And so the lawyers would set aside 5% of their profits for that year to go back to the realtors who were referring to them. We would send them like $500 gift cards for dinner, really nice gifts, like really expensive, nice things that they would do. And there would be a stack of envelopes and deliveries that we had going to these agents. And in turn, an agent was coming in every single day in December with a box of chocolates or, a thing of drinks for the paralegals or whatever, right? There's always gifts coming in and gifts going out. And that is a part of business. That is acknowledgement. And that's you saying thank you, right? And did it come to the point where the agents expected it from the lawyers? Of course. Where's my little bonus at the end of the year? But I loved that they did it. It was always so cool to see the acknowledgement, because that greed where you don't do that, somebody's going to move on to somebody who does, right? If somebody has a similar or competing product to yours and I'm getting better customer service from them, and I'm getting a little bit more attention, and I'm getting a little bit more of their time and their gratitude, I'm going to probably move over. I'm no matter what cost, sometimes it doesn't always come down to cost. It comes down to how you're making somebody feel. And so if you can bring that extra bit of benefit, maybe your product is a little bit more expensive than what they're already using or buying off of Amazon, right? But what is the benefits of the product and what's the benefit of you? I know you've been buying that product. I'd love for you to try this out. First of all, we have a money back guarantee. Second of all, you're going to get my support and me checking in on you. I'm going to give you a few more tips to really make these products work. What if, for an extra $50 over these next 3 months, you actually got the results you're looking for? You actually drop those pounds, or you feel better, your skin's better, or that problem is gone. What would that be like? So I would love to work with you. I would stop buying my cheap product and say, yes, sign me up, right? So just to kind of recap today, we talked about the customers that you have talked to, the customers you've not talked to, the gold mine of potential conversations, and what it means to give. There's a lot of homework here. There's a lot that can be implemented this week. There's a lot that you can start doing and people you can start reaching out to, and definitely make this week a priority for connecting with your customers. Go back through your spreadsheets, your whole database, your reports in your back office. All of us have missed somebody. All of us have missed connecting with at least one person from this past year. So go back and check all that out. So we're going to do final thoughts here, and then I'll get Alan to wrap up, and Dr. Doug as well. Roland, I don't know, did we hear from you last week? I'm not sure, but it's great to have you here. What are your final thoughts on today?
All this stuff is good. It's stuff I got to work on all the time because I just like being direct. But I forgot. I don't know if it was Alan. One of them said it. I forgot who it was. But the best way to connect with a human being is to be one, right? Words from the word, words from the heart go to the heart. Words from the head go to the head. So if you try to always talk about the business part, that's just going from one person's head to another, and they pick up on that. But if you talk from your heart to theirs, that's the best way to connect with a human being, is to be one. So I just thought this whole call was great.
That's awesome. And it goes back to what we say sometimes: don't be weird. Don't make it weird. Why do we get weird? Why do we go non-human?
Yeah.
Why do we go into our head, right? It's like, how would I want to be treated? How would I want to be sold my product or my business or my team or hope or whatever? How would I want that? So do it that way. That was great. What about Donna? Donna, are you able to unmute and give your takeaway for today? She may not be able to. Mary, do you have a takeaway for today? May not be able to unmute.
I am here. Sorry.
Oh, Donna, there you are.
Yes, I love all the golden nuggets that you all shared, because especially around this time, to reach out to people with personal messages. Because I know personally, holidays are hard. And when people are on social media and you see all the cookie cutter posts of like, oh, all the family pictures, there's so many other people on the other side that are struggling during this time of year. So you never know, when you send a heartfelt message, who really is going to benefit from your blessings that you're offering them. So I'm always blessed to hear all of your wisdom. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Donna. Debbie, would love to hear from you. When I think of somebody who's just normal and a human and has the biggest heart, Debbie, that's you. Like, you're just the definition of that. You were just so real and I love it.
I'm sorry I missed a couple weeks in a row, but life happens and I'm not going to explain, but this was exactly what I needed today. Because you're right, the holidays are tough. We're asking people to, to buy our products. How do we do it sincerely and honestly and say, I'm thrilled to have you as a customer or as a friend or whatever? I have all these notes written down. I was like a mad woman. I'm going to, as soon as we get off this call, I have to touch base with somebody on my team. But after that, man, I'm going to be a busy beaver today. And I'm going to make it my point, just like you said, I'm going to try to reach out to 5 people every day, honestly and sincerely, with no cookie cutter. I'm going to base it on them, on what, what kind of relationship I have with them, or I'm thankful that they're my customers, whatever the case may be. I really needed this today. So thank you all for your wisdom. You're all wonderful.
That's awesome. And we love you so much. And it's so great to have you here. And it's taking that action, right? And just doing it. And sometimes we get in our own heads and we go, I don't know what to do. Where do I start today? What's my plan today? We've given you so many things that could be your plan for this week, right? The customers, the reach outs to the people you haven't connected with, the reach out on social media, on people's posts, giving, blessing. Like, those are, if you just implemented those 3 things every single day, how much more would your business grow this week, right? So that's
Thank
awesome.
you so much.
I thank you. I want to mention, I know some people pop off right at the hour, but Dr. Doug is blessing us with a huge gift, guys. If you go to holidayrecruiting.com, there's 3.5 hours of a training that he did there. So it's holidayrecruiting.com. It'll take you to the Wealth Fuel site, but they've made that portion of the Wealth Fuel site completely open and free to anybody. So go ahead and share that with people, share the training. 3.5 hours of Dr. Doug's masterminds are full of gold. Let me tell you that. So it is awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. Doug, for opening that up to everybody and allowing them to thank you for blessing us with that. And so bless your teams. Go and pay that forward. Go and tell them, I was just on this awesome mastermind. First of all, you got to be coming every single Friday. Where were you? Second of all, I get to share with you a training. Are you going to watch it? Because I'll send you the link. Are you going to actually take advantage of it? Because I'll send you the link, right? Make sure that they're going to sit down and watch it, have a conversation afterwards, go through it yourself and use it in training this week for your team, right? So I think Dr. Doug's plugging that in. Actually, Queen AI, I was going to go to you next anyways for your takeaway before we wrap up here. If you're able to unmute. Maybe not. Nancy, what's your takeaway today?
Sorry, I've had such a crazy and fun morning.
You're a customer queen too, so you got new customers all the time.
Yeah, and I got a new distributor today, so I've kind of been halfway listening and halfway sending things out because I'm so excited. But yeah, I just love this call, so I never want to miss it. So I just listened as best as I could, but thank you for asking.
Oh, you bet. Thank you so much. Congratulations on your growth. Does
Thanks.
anybody
Nancy,
else
do we have a rank advancement? Nancy,
Yes.
Nancy,
I
do we have a
did.
rank advancement in the works for you? Ha okay.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Excellent. I heard through the grapevine. I was on the Diamond Ambassador
Thank
chat.
you. Long time
And
coming. I'm excited
Kenny
as
Olson
heck.
had mentioned it. So congratulations. Sorry to interrupt Angel, but I wanted to congratulate her on our new rank.
Paul, I
Thank
work
you very
with you. I'm
much.
used to it. That's fine. Alan, what are your final thoughts for wrapping up today?
Hey, great presentation. Awesome tips here. Here's the thing is just as she just said, it's so awesome to be here. And we have these massive teams, and I'm just shocked that we don't have over 100 people on here every Friday, And so the gift that keeps on giving share that link for those trainings, share these trainings within your team. You talked about Queen AI, and she has a group, and she's been sharing your slide deck as you've been doing it with her group, going, check this out, look at this, it's awesome.
Nice.
So so it's important that we just don't come here and be takers only, that we become givers. And the holiday season, when we talk about giving gifts, when we talk about giving that message, that thing, again, you don't know what people are going through. And people, you know, I've had two conversations this morning with people who are struggling, and it's December the 1st. And so make sure that you're, number one, reaching out to people. Number two, letting them know you're there if they need to reach out. Number three is be the giver this season. Be the giver this season. And it starts with that training up there. It starts with inviting people to this call. You never know what somebody's going to hear that's going to be that pearl of wisdom for them that can change their life and the life of their family forever. Thank you for doing this, Angel. Great job.
Amen. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, everybody, for your contribution. Dr. Doug, any final thoughts or action steps as we are now December 1st in our businesses? What is your best advice you can give everybody right now?
Well, everybody, I got a bunch of texts from people asking about how to get in touch with Alan about that $200 thing. So I guess you'll have to do 1-800-CALL-ALAN. 1-800-CALL-ALAN. ALLL money sign in Alan. I don't have anything left to say. It's been a long 2 days, know that, but my mother-in-law seems to be okay. You know, it's just second day into it, and but I appreciate everybody's prayers. And the holiday season, as my mentor always said, he says you can get more done in 3 weeks during the holiday season than you can in any 3-month period in the year. So that's why you got to crank it up, push it up, and I'm talking really give it everything you got. But it's always God, family, then business. 1-800-CALL-ALAN. Just that's all I have to say.
All right. Love that. Love you guys. Quote and implement. Have a blessed weekend. We'll see you next Friday, and we'll continue with the social media posts. Okay, guys? Take care.